Hello everyone, this is Group 9 Theory presentation by Nusiana, Kanika and Mai.
I believe in Jean Piaget's theory as children have 4 stages of developing and that children start to understand the world through language at ages 3 to 5 year old. There is 4 stages from Jean Piaget's developmental theory. We'll be focusing on pre-operational, which is 2 to 7 years old. I just want to talk about the key concepts of Jean Piaget, that he thinks all children regardless develop in similar ways. Children development occurs through a continuous transformation of thoughts. Piaget says cognitive development is a process of adaptation to the world, where they start to use their logical senses to connect themselves to the world around themselves. Piaget contributed to the notions of active hands on learning and consideration of children's needs, interests, and cognitions. From my understanding, Jean Piaget mostly focuses on cognitive development and how children just realize to use logic in their learning. And how this theory is going to help me while teaching is having professional developing in curriculum, understanding children's learning in different ways, plan open-ended practice and ask open-ended questions to children. As an educator, provide real-world experiences. I think theories can really help us with all these dot points. There are some things I agree and disagree about Piaget's theory. I agree that I believe that learning and development of children can occur in different stages of age. And what I disagree on about is that when I was starting to read Piaget, I realized that Piaget starts to think that all children learn and play the same way in all these stages, where I disagree with that because every age can learn different ways and everyone's capable of doing something else. Um, and all children have 100 languages. Some contemporary issues is I just realized that some educators still plan for children's learning intentionally to make learning look pretty and decorative, where I believe children are free to explore and learn in any time of day. And as educators, our role is to help them be open-minded through the process of learning.
Louis Malakaski theory, social cultural theories. Louis Malakaski's ratio Emily approach that support my own belief that all children are capable, creative, imaginative, resilient, and competent. However, each child is unique with different interests, background, and developed state. The concept of theories, 100 language. A children communicates, describe, and empathize in 100 ways to share their thinking or what they are knowing of the world around them, and refers to the fact that children learn and communicate in many different ways. And it is important to offer multiple opportunities for children to show that way they know. Theories in my future teaching and everyday practice, I would like to provide supportive environment with endless opportunities for children to explore their ideas, allowing the children to get involved in learning experience to make decisions and rules for play, provide opportunities for developing skill how to negotiate and interact with another children during learning experience. I will be cooperating, working as a team with another staff members and parents, families, community to support the children. Louis Malagaski's theories, a dissimilarity with Canella's theories. Both of these theories are based on what the child is interested in. The child will be culture in central involved. The educator, teacher will be working with the children to develop plan and explore learning experience.
Garlic Canada stresses that some universal ways of thinking privilege particular groups of children and adults in a certain field, such as white middle-class Western men. In an education, she argues that children tend to be viewed as weaknesses or immature thinkers by some dominant views of child development, such as Piaget. Piaget demonstrated that there are some limitations of child development at each age level, which might make people think that children are inferior. Therefore, compared to Piaget, I agree with Canella because it is similar to my present view of children, which is that children have different ways of thinking and knowing and should feel valued and respected in societies. From my experiences in both Japan and Australia, I have seen some educators who never respect children's thoughts but force them to follow teacher-directed instructions. Even though children have their own ways of making sense of the world, which are different from adults, they should be understood by families, educators, and communities, regardless of their backgrounds or levels of development. So, how can I use Canada's perspective into my practice? Theoretical perspectives together with our personal philosophy affect the way we approach our work with children. So, based on Canela theory, children's ways of thinking and knowing can support me as an educator to enrich my teacher practice. For instance, I can listen and refer to children's voices when modifying or extending their learning through a curriculum making process. Moreover, I ensure to explore the world in the ways that children do, making new discoveries together.